Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Words for opening a sutra. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds or millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. The universal door of Guanxin Bodhisattva. At that time, inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva rose from his seat, uncovered his right shoulder, placed his palm together, and facing the Buddha said, "What honored one, for what reason is Bodhisattva Guanxin called Guanshi? The Buddha told inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva, "Good man, if any of the limitless hundreds of thousands or myriads of cotis of living beings who are undergoing all kinds of sufferings hear of Guanxin Bodhisattva and recite his name single-mindedly, Guanxin Bodhisattva will immediately hear their voices and rescue them. If a person who upholds the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva enters a great fire, the fire will not burn him, all because of this Bodhisattva's awesome spiritual power. If a person being tossed about in the great sea calls out the Bodhisattva's name, he will find a shallow place. If the hundreds of thousands or myriads of cotis of beings who seek gold, silver, lapis lazuli, mother of pearl, carnelian, coral, amber, pearls, and so forth, enter the great sea, an evil wind may toss their boats into the territory of the Rakshasas' ghosts. But if among them there's even one person who calls out the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will all be saved from the difficulty of the Rakshasas. For this reason, he is called Guanshi. Further, if a person who is about to be harmed calls out the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, the knives and staves of the attackers will break into pieces, and he will be saved. If Yakshas and Rakshasas enough to fill the 3,000 great thousand world system come to torment a person, if they hear him call out the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, all those evil ghosts will not even be able to stare at that person with their evil eyes, how much the less harm him. If a person, whether guilty or not, who has been put in stocks or bound with chains, calls out the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, his fetters will break apart and he will immediately be freed. If bandits enough to fill the 3,000 great thousand world system infest a dangerous road on which a merchant chief in charge of costly draws is leading a group of merchants, but among the merchants there's even a single person who says, "Good men, do not be afraid. You shall all single-mindedly recite the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva. This Bodhisattva bestows fearlessness upon living beings. If you recite his name, you shall surely be saved from these robbers." And if upon hearing that, the merchants all cry out together, "Namo Guanxin Bodhisattva," then they will immediately be saved because they recited his name. Inexhaustible intention, the awesome spiritual power of the Bodhisattva Master Guanxin is as lofty and sublime as that. If living beings who have much sexual desire constantly and reverently recite the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from desire. If those who have much hatred constantly and reverently recite the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from hatred. If those who are very stupid constantly and reverently recite the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from stupidity. Inexhaustible intention, Guanxin Bodhisattva has great awesome spiritual power such as this and confers great benefits. Therefore, living beings should always be mindful of him. If women who seek sons bow and make offering to Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will give birth to blessed, virtuous, and wise sons. If they seek daughters, they will give birth to upright and handsome daughters who have planted roots of virtue in previous lives and who are regarded and respected by all. In exhaustible intention, Guanxin Bodhisattva has power such as this. If there are living beings who reverently bow to Guanxin Bodhisattva, they will be blessed and their efforts will not be in vain. Therefore, living beings shall all receive and uphold the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva. In exhaustible intention, if a person were to receive and uphold the names of Bodhisattvas in number as the grains of sand in 62 coatis of Ganges rivers, and in addition were to exhaustively make offering to them of food, drink, clothing, bedding, and medicine, what do you think? Would that good man's or good woman's merit and virtue be great or not? In exhaustible intention, Bodhisattva replied, "Very great, World Honored One." The Buddha said, if another person were to receive and uphold the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva and bow and make offerings but once, that person's blessings would be equal to and no different from the other person's. They could not be exhausted in hundreds or thousands or myriads of kotis or yawns. In exhaustible intention, one who receives and upholds the name of Guanxin Bodhisattva obtains the benefit of blessings and virtues as limitless and boundless as those. In exhaustible intention, Bodhisattva said to the Buddha, "World Honored One, how does Guanxin Bodhisattva roam through this Saha world? How does he speak the Dharma for living beings? How does he carry out this work with the power of expedience?" The Buddha told inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva, "Good man, if living beings in this land must be saved by means of someone in the body of a Buddha, Guanxin Bodhisattva will manifest in the body of a Buddha and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a practical Buddha, he will manifest in the body of a practical Buddha and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a Harrier, he will manifest in the body of a Harrier and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Brahma King, he will manifest in the body of a Brahma King and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Shakra, he will manifest in the body of Shakra and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the God of Sovereignty, he will manifest in the body of the God of Sovereignty and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the Great God of Sovereignty, he will manifest in the body of the Great God of Sovereignty and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a great heavenly general, he will manifest in the body of a great heavenly general and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Vishwavana, he will manifest in the body of Vishwavana and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a minor king, he will manifest in the body of a minor king and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of an elder, he will manifest in the body of an elder and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a layman, he will manifest in the body of a layman and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a minister of state, he will manifest in the body of a minister of state and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a Brahman, he will manifest in the body of a Brahman and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upasaka, or upasika, he will manifest in the body of a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upasaka, or upasika and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the wife of an elder, a layman, a minister of state or a Brahmin, he will manifest in a wife's body and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a pure youth or pure maiden, he will manifest in the body of a pure youth or pure maiden and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a heavenly dragon, Yaksha, Gandhara, Asura, Garuda, Kinara, Maharaga, human or non-human, and so forth, he will manifest in such a body and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Vajra-wielding spirit, he will manifest in the body of Vajra-wielding spirit and speak Dharma for them. Inexhaustible intention, Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva has accomplished merit and virtue such as this, and in all manner of forms, roam throughout the land, saving and liberating living beings. Therefore, you should all single-mindedly make offering to Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva. Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva Master Wakian, in the midst of fear, crisis, and hardship, bestow fearlessness. This is why in the Saha world, all call him the bestower of fearlessness. Inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva said to the Buddha, World Honored One, I shall now make an offering to Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva. He then removed his necklace of pearls, its value in hundreds of thousands of ounces of gold, and offered it to the Bodhisattva, saying, Humane One, accept this Dharma offering, this necklace of precious pearls. Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva refused to accept it. Inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva again said to Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva, Humane One, out of pity for us, accept this necklace. The Buddha then told Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva, you should take pity on inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva, the fourfold assembly, as well as the gods, dragons, yakshas, Gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kinnaras, maharagas, humans, non-humans, and so forth, and accept this necklace. Then, out of pity for the fourfold assembly, the gods, dragons, humans, non-humans, and so forth, Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva accepted the necklace. He divided it into two parts. One part he offered to Shakyamuni Buddha, and the other to the stupa of many jewels Buddha. Inexhaustible intention, such is the self-mastery and spiritual power of Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva, who roamed throughout the Saha world. At that time, inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva used verses to ask this question, World Honored One, complete with wondrous marks. I now ask again, why is this disciple of the Buddha called Guan Shi Yin, the Honored One of perfect wondrous marks? With verses answered, inexhaustible intention, listen to the practice of Guan Yin, who skillfully responds in all places. With vast vows as deep as the sea, throughout inconceivable eons, he has served many thousands of kotis of Buddhas, and has made great pure vows. I shall now tell you in brief that for those who hear his name or see him, and who are mindful of his name unceasingly, he can extinguish the suffering of all realms of existence. If someone is a victim of another's harmful intent and is pushed into a pit of fire, if he evokes the strength of Guan Yin, the pit of fire will turn into a pool. If someone is being tossed about in the great sea and is surrounded by the dangers of dragons, fish, and ghosts, if he evokes the strength of Guan Yin, the waves will not drown him. If someone is on the peak of Mount Sumeru and another person tries to push him off, if he evokes the strength of Guan Yin, he will stand firm as the sun in space. If someone is pursued by evil people who want to throw him off a Vajra mountain, if he evokes the strength of Guan Yin, not a single hair on his body will be harmed. If someone is surrounded by vicious bandits who threaten him with knives, If he evokes the strength of Guanyin, the bandits will all give rise to compassion. If someone is in trouble with the law and on the verge of being executed, if he evokes the strength of Guanyin, the knives will break into pieces. If someone is imprisoned, shackled, or chained, or if his hands and feet are in stocks, if he evokes strength of Guanyin, his bonds will open and he will be free. If someone is about to be harmed by mantras, spells, or poison, if he evokes the strength of Guanyin, the harm will all return to the sender. If someone meets with evil rakshasas, poisonous dragons, or ghosts, if he evokes the strength of Guanyin, they will then not dare to harm him. If someone is surrounded by vicious beasts with fearsome fangs and claws, if he evokes strength of Guanyin, the beasts will quickly run far away. Poisonous snakes and scorpions have blazing lethal vapors, but if one evokes strength of Guanyin, at the sound of one's voice, they will disperse. Clouds of roaring thunder and lightning may send down hail or great floods of rain, but if one evokes the strength of Guanyin, the clouds will immediately scatter. Living beings are beset with hardships and oppressed by limitless sufferings. The power of Guanyin's wondrous wisdom can rescue the world from suffering. Complete with the power of spiritual penetrations, vastly cultivating wisdom and expedient means, going throughout countries in the 10 directions, he manifests everywhere in all places. The various evil destinies, those of the hells, ghosts, and animals, and the pain of birth, old age, sickness, and death are all gradually wiped away. True contemplator, pure contemplator, contemplator with vast great wisdom, compassionate contemplator, kind contemplator, may we constantly behold you with reverence. Undefiled pure light, the sun of wisdom that breaks through the darkness, is able to quell calamities of wind and fire, as it shines on all worlds. Compassionate substance, the thunder of precepts. Kind intent, a wondrous great cloud, he rains down sweet dew and dharma rain, which extinguish the flames of affliction. In the midst of contention, when faced with lawsuits, or when someone is terrified on the battlefield, if he evokes the strength of Guanyin, all his many enemies will scatter and leave. Wondrous your sound, contemplator of the world's sounds, a pure sound, a sound like the sea tide, a sound beyond all worldly sounds, we shall always bear it in mind. In thought after thought, we have no doubt, Guanxin is pure and sagely. In times of suffering, agony, danger, and death, he is our refuge and protector. Complete with all merit and virtue, his kind eyes watching living beings, he is endowed with massive blessings, limitless as the sea. Therefore, we should reverently worship him. At that time, the Bodhisattva, guardian of the earth, rose from his seat and said to the Buddha, "World another one. If there are those who hear this chapter of Guanxin Bodhisattva, who learn about the self-mastery of his deeds and the power of his spiritual penetrations as shown in this universal door, you should know that the merit and virtue of such people will not be small." When the Buddha had spoken the universal door chapter, 84,000 living beings in the assembly all brought forth the resolve for Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, transference of merit. May the merit and virtue accrued from this work adorn the Buddha's Pure Land, repaying 4 kinds of kindness above and aiding those suffering in the path below. May those who say and hear this all bring forth the resolve for Bodhi, when this retribution body is over, be born together in ultimate bliss. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha.